and you may find yourself sat in a garage with a broken Fairground organ wondering, how did I get here? Well, I know how I got here, and I'm very pleased with it. I did a very quick zoom through yesterday's work on this, but basically I've bought a very old broken Fairground organ from a lovely chap from down south called Nick, who has lots of proper big ones on trailers. Like, I think he's got a Gavioli 89 key, he said. So he's got the big proper stuff that you put on a big wagon. This is miniature in comparison to those, but still massive and very heavy. So from the video yesterday, you've probably seen it's in lots of pieces. It needs a complete overhaul basically, and I reckon I could probably do it. So today I'm just going to do a bit of unintentional ASMR, and you might find it quite erotic, but I'm just going to try and get the pipes sanded down so that they fit nicely into the holes on the wind chest there. This is the distribution system for the air. It takes signals from the punched card and opens and closes valves for the individual ranks to sound. So I'm not sure this is how they had it set up, but there's no manual. I've just got 200 pipes and some bits, so I'm doing it the way I want it. I've managed to find 3 sets of pipes that all match in terms of notes. There's a lot of missing stuff in all this. The front section of pipes I'm probably going to just block up the inputs. There's a few dummies on there already. There's quite a lot of dummy pipes involved in these just to make things symmetrical. That front row, I've got a weird mixture of stuff, so yeah, it's going to be blocked off because it's kind of useless, to be honest. Yeah, so today's task, just gonna have a little look inside this wind chest just to see if there's any issues. I did put a blower into it yesterday and try out the individual stops, and it seemed to be okay, to be honest. One of the front pipes didn't work too well, but that could be the pipe. I couldn't feel any airflow, but since I'm going to be blocking up those holes anyway, it doesn't really matter. So as long as the other 3 ranks work, I'm happy. I know it was stored in the damp. These, we believe, are 1960s-ish. The wind chest, the pipes seem to be 1910, 1920, but it's a real mix of stuff. This is made out of several different organs that have been mashed together. The most recent part of it seems to have been built in around 1993 from looking inside the box, which is weird because I was told this last operated in the 80s, 70s, sometime around then, unless they built that and never put it back together. That's possible as well. So yeah, the process today will be, first of all, I'll take all these pipes off and put them somewhere safe. They're just lent on top of the thing at the moment. I'll open up the wind chest just to check the channels are clear and see if there's any gaps that might let air escape between them, because that wouldn't be good. That would mean that more than one pipe sounds accidentally. I'll probably smoke loads of fags because I'm in the garage. I've quit. And then I'll start fitting the pipes by just sanding the bottom to make sure they fit neatly in the hole. Some of the holes are too big because, again, I've put pipes in different places to where they're intended to be, but I can deal with that. So yeah, first job is going to be getting all the pipes off, moving this into a position on the workbench I can work on it, and then get it open. So let's do that. Well, these are bass pipes, by the way, well, accompaniment pipes. They match the notes, the random collection of notes that seem to form the accompaniment part, which is just G, A, B, D, E, C, F and F sharp. Absolutely no idea what that's about, but there you go. So I'll just move those out of the way for now. So the first thing we're going to do is just transfer it to this workbench so that I can see what I'm doing a little bit bit full in this garage, as you can see, but yeah, let's get rid of these pipes. Realistically, I've probably got enough parts to make a whole new organ separately, at least another one, and that was what Nick recommended I do, really, if I wanted to combine the two wind chests, the accompaniment and the melody voice, and use the other pipes and stuff to build another one, because apparently you only need really 2 ranks of melody and 2 ranks of accompaniment. There are only a few bass notes as well, I think. So anyway, I'm just going to make it as I want, and any leftovers I'll build another one. I've taken the time to number these pipes because it's yeah, it's a nightmare trying to get them in the right order when you're just looking through a mixed bag of pipes, trying to work out what voice is what goes with what. They're quite visually similar in a lot of cases, so it's easy to get mixed up. These are rather nicely painted on the front, which is a bit of a shame because I'm probably not going to use those as a front row because they're quite tall. I'm also not going to have them voiced more than likely because it's a real weird collection of notes again. There's not a full chromatic scale in it. It's probably something obvious that I just don't know about the way they're laid out. You know, I know sometimes they'd stack up fifths or something like that to get a richer sound on a note, but yeah, this hasn't got any register change functionality, so what you send air to is what you get. There's no option to bring ranks in and out, which is sometimes something they did, so it's a bit of a mystery to me. I'm sure somebody more experienced would know. Right, it's feeling very hemmed in here. This thing's really heavy as well, I should say. It's really over engineered. So it's about 40 kilos, that. Right, hopefully you can see that. What I might do is just zoom in on this because you don't need to see me, do you? So this is the wind chest. Now what you're looking at here on the back, actually I'll bring the camera around just so you can see. Apologies, it's going to be a bit blurry. move it. On the back then, what have we got? Right, there's a series of little things called puff blocks here, which are fed from the car, the key frame, which is basically the thing that reads the music from the cardboard books. So I won't go into that yet, but basically air comes here when a note is wanting to be turned on. That closes this valve, and that shuts an exhaust on the top here, so there's a hole under that, and it opens a valve in the bottom, which allows air to rush in through this chamber. So this is full of air coming from the blower. When this pushes down, air's allowed into one channel. Okay, so this is divided up here into channels, and that works by, there's a little leather cover over a hole here basically. It's called a puff block, and it looks like this. Right, that's a puff block, and the way that works is a very thin leather membrane, which is made of special pneumatic leather, split skin leather. I'm going to blow into this tube. You'll see this is essentially a forwards backwards motor. Yep. So that can be used to push things. So that's a puff block. So there's a load of those drilled into this piece of wood, and that's what causes the notes to sound. I'll just bring you back up. Right. Now, as I mentioned, sorry, I've just really wobbled everything there. As I mentioned, when that's activated, oops. Now, as I mentioned, when that channel is activated, air can rush into one strip of holes. So you can have several different piped sound from one button being pressed. So sometimes you have something called a register change, where a puff block slides a valve all the way along here, closed or open, and you can bring in and out different voices, like the one that sounds like violin, etc, etc. I'm just going to remove first of all this bar which has the puff block. Am I? No, actually I'm not going to take that off. I'm just going to open up the main wind chest and just take a look to check it's all healthy. It was recommended I rebuild this, but if I can get away without doing that, I'm not going to do it. If I can get the screws out as well. Might move you over here. Probably a better view, isn't it? Let's see. Right. Right, that hopefully allows you to see what I'm doing. First of all, I'm just going to really struggle to take the screws off the top, which are probably going to be quite difficult to get off. I'm going to give it a best shot. That one's alright. So here we go. That's one. Some of these holes are dummy holes as well, where the dummy pipes go, so they're not actually drilled all the way through for symmetry. Obviously, a lot of the appeal of Fairground organs is the aesthetic quality, so I'm sure they did lots of stuff like that to make it look even. It is quite warm, so I'm going to have to take this off. I'm going to have to look at my fat belly, I'm afraid. My comfort trumps your viewing experience. Sorry about my tit there. Right, this is the gnarly one, this one. Oh, bugger. Might have to drill that out. Oh, blimey, they're stuck in well. I don't think they're coming out, you know. Oh, it's a waste of time. Well, I've got to get in there, so I will. Okay. Oh, it's all this front row. No, it's not budging. I'm determined to set this on fire by accident. Right. I'm going to have to have a think about this. See you in a minute.